Hey there, you looking kinda cute. Please consider subscribing and check out our Patreon for more. Enjoy the video. Stacy could tell from the look in his eyes that he was upset, so she quickly offered his coffee cup again. Michael, why do you look so embarrassed? Michael looked up at Stacy with fear in his eyes as he took a long sip from his coffee cup. I just don't understand. What do you mean, Michael? Stacy rubbed his chin in a silly way. Look at you. I can't think of another guy in this area who looks as good as you do today. Michael started to get himself back together. I do, he queried in apparent disbelief. Yes, Michael, you do, but I feel so strange. Like I said, that's what happens on the first day of a new job. Both of them laughed. I guess so. So how about a meal? Let's go see what the cafeteria is like. On Monday, they have a tasty chicken salad. Michael seemed to remember that he didn't like salads very much, but that wasn't the case today. Today, I liked the sound of salad. I'd love that, he told her. And they left together. Michael waited patiently in line behind Stacy in the cafeteria. When it was their turn, a big cook with big arms and a big chest was happy to see them. Good afternoon, ladies. Michael's smile went away in a flash. Hello, Gus, said Stacy. To-go orders of 2 chicken salads and 2 Diet Cokes. The cook smiled and said, Right up, girls. Michael couldn't help but blush with embarrassment. He gave a half smile and hurried to the cash register. Stacy broke the silence when she got off the crowded elevator and went back to Michael's office. Well, Michael, what's wrong? What? You didn't hear him? Who are you? Questioned Stacy. The chef, he told me I was a lady. Oh, that? Stacy had a laugh. Gus says hello to a lot of people. He just made a mistake. Don't feel so bad about it. Michael calmed down and started to eat his salad. After lunch, Stacy brought 2 fresh cups of coffee to Michael's office. 2 cups of the Harvest blend from the daily special. 1 for you and 1 for me. Michael's mind wandered as he slowly sipped his first cup of the afternoon. He had a hard time putting his legs together. Stacy made the most of the time. You should definitely change those pants. They look very snug. Michael jumped back to attention and for the first time realized that Stacy was right. He moved his legs in an awkward way. You are correct. I can't stand these pants, so I guess your new suit isn't working out too well. This morning it felt good. Well, young man, it's afternoon now. We won't let you suffer one more second, will we? Michael started to play with his freshly painted fingernails because he didn't know what to say. What were you thinking? Let me handle it. After he said that, she got up and left his office. Stacy came back with a pair of pants and a thin black belt made of patent leather. She waved Michael down the hall and said, Here, try these on for size. Michael walked back into his office slowly, as if he were a stranger. His new pants are just right. Michael, you look incredibly good. He didn't think it was true. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how I feel. Like you could use another cup of coffee. Michael was getting more and more interested in the coffee that Stacy kept giving him. He felt better because of the coffee, putting him at ease and making him think that everything was fine. Michael finally gave up on the Special Services Department manual. He moved around the corner of his desk and sat down, then closed the manual's cover and leaned back in his chair. As he did this, he took off his wingtip shoes to give his feet a massage. Stacy gave a knowing smile. Your feet hurt, don't they? Stacy gave her comfort. Michael quickly said, Yes, these shoes are giving me fits. My arch is hurt, but that's something we can fix. Don't go anywhere. I will be right back. After a minute, Stacy came back with a shoebox. What is it? Michael asked, wanting to know more. Check these out. They are great for arches like yours that are high. Michael opened the box and was surprised to find a set of 4 white pumps with ankle straps that matched. But Stacy, I can't wear these. These are shoes for women. By now, Michael had a feeling that was getting harder and harder to ignore. Deep inside, a voice was getting louder and louder, demanding to be heard. A voice that was both strong and soothing, telling him that everything would be fine. He tried to fight the way he felt, but from the outside he didn't sound convincing. Stacy could see that he was getting weaker. Yes, they certainly are. But you said that your arches hurt. They sure are. Then give them a try. What do you have to lose besides sore feet and a little bit of male pride? Stacy, I guess you're right. Stacy was excited to see Michael slowly put his little feet into the heels. He moved them around in shock. The tiny shoes were just right for his feet. Stacy got on his knees to put his new ankle straps on. I told you they would work. Walk around with them, try them on, and see how they feel. Michael slowly stood up, trying to keep his balance on the expensive high heels for the first time. His first few steps were surprisingly easy for him. Michael beamed at Stacy. My feet feel great. Stacy, these shoes do feel good on your feet. I knew it. She laughed at the idea that a secretary would get it right. Michael started to laugh. Michael took a short break after practicing his newfound confidence in front of his office mirror. Then Stacy came back with a pot of coffee and a small packet. Michael was now sitting at his desk again. He was looking at the cover of his new special services handbook. Stacy, there's something wrong with all of this. Look at me. I can't walk like this around here. What will everyone think? Michael was clearly having doubts about all the changes going on around him. Michael, what's wrong? You are now in charge of this area, so you make up all the rules, right? I guess I do. So there shouldn't be a problem, right? Michael nodded, but he was still not sure. Anyway, here's another cup of your favorite drink. Then she took out the contents of a small packet and started mixing them in his cup. Try this new alternative to sugar. I love it. I hope that's okay. Michael answered without much thought. Sure. I guess I'm ready to try anything today. Stacy gave him a fresh cup of coffee, which he drank with great pleasure. I have to tell you, Stacy, that the brews you make is the best I've ever had. As Michael talked, his voice started to crack and its pitch went up. And this sugar replacement is heavenly. Michael's mood changed with each sip of coffee, which was easy to see. Michael, thank you. Stacy relaxed, smiled, and enjoyed the moment while she waited for something to happen. A few seconds later, Michael asked Stacy something in a very high-pitched squeak. Stacy, what's going on with me? My voice! What's going on with my voice? Stacy tried to reassure Michael by being funny. There, I know this all came out of the blue for you. She moved toward Michael, who was scared and cowering. He was touching his chest as if he had just learned something new. Stacy got close to look at his growing chest. I can see that your first day on the job is going well. Michael was almost in tears, and both his voice and his chest showed that he was a man. My heart, I'm in pain. Why am I going through all of this? Oh, don't be stupid, sweetheart. In just a few minutes, everything will be fine. As he lifted the coffee pot, he said, More coffee? I'm not sure. Michael was now almost bent over and clutching his chest. He looked hurt and confused all over. Michael had trouble getting back to his seat, so he looked at Stacy's face for answers. I don't know what you mean, Stacy. He called for help in a panic, gasping for air. Please, Stacy. Stacy left quickly and came back a moment later with a handful of rolled-up clothes. Yes, I'll help you, honey. I've been doing that for you all day. She then carelessly threw the ball of clothes at Michael and told him to stand up. Now go get changed and look better, Stacy told him. You have everything you need in the executive locker. The next day, Stacy went to work in a light gray business suit that was appropriate for Wall Street. The peplum cut slimmed her waist and made her hips stand out. A skirt that matched it clung to the middle of her long legs. When she got to her new desk, she put her briefcase down and picked up the phone. Michelle, please, dear, bring me a cup of coffee and the newspaper in the morning. Without a doubt, Miss Wellman. Michelle was glowing as she poured her new boss a cup of coffee and smiled from ear to ear with her bright red lips. She carried a tray of coffee into Stacy's office as she went in. She walked to a nearby table without any worry. She wore a black leather micro mini and black nylons with a back seam today. Her black and white leopard print blouse had ruffles and moved around freely as she walked. Michelle set the tray down carefully and started pouring coffee for Stacy, being careful not to damage the red gloss polish on her new one-nail extensions. She gave Stacy coffee quickly and then sat down, crossed her legs, and took out a pad of paper and a pen. As she waited, Michelle blew a bubble out of the blue, which made Stacy look up from her coffee and newspaper. Now, Michelle, she said, I won't let you chew gum in my office. Michelle's new, silly soprano voice made her blush and laugh. Stacy went on. Now then, young lady, today is your first day on the job, so we have a lot to talk about. I have a lot of hopes and dreams. This is true for all the girls who work for me, but especially for you, Michelle. Michelle sat up straight. Yes, ma'am. Stacy's face changed into a wicked grin. She leaned forward and grabbed the manual for the Special Services Department that they hadn't had time to talk about the day before. She waved it in Michelle's face to make her feel bad. You might have a better idea of what the Special Services Department does now. Michelle, you need to hire people. Recruitment. Too bad you didn't have time yesterday to read the manual. She laughed hard and went back to sipping her coffee and reading the morning paper. Michelle was already back at work, filing her nails and chewing gum at her front desk. Stacy smiled and said, "That girl makes a pretty good cup of coffee." Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out Patreon for a lot more content and early access to YouTube videos.